Hi everyone, so I am making buns to go with tomorrow night's hamburgers. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to start our yeast. I like to buy yeast in bulk in 1 to 2 pound packages. When you buy yeast in bulk, there's more, your chances of the yeast being active are greater. So when I buy it in 1 to 2 pound packages. I fill up this jar, I keep this jar in the fridge, and then I store the rest in the freezer. So I'm going to take 2½ teaspoons of yeast. And then I'm going to sprinkle a teaspoon of sugar. And then I'm going to add a cup of warm water. So the water needs to be anywhere between 105 and 115 degrees. The way I like to make sure that the water is hot enough is as if you were checking a baby bottle on your wrist, but it needs to be warmer than baby bottles. So you want it warmer than your body temperature, but you don't want it so hot that it hurts. And then I'm just going to let this sit for about 10 minutes so that it will activate and get foamy. Right here I have 2½ cups of flour, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. So our yeast is nice and foamy and ready to go, so I'm just going to pour it in. And then I have a 1/4 cup of oil. Any kind of cooking oil that you want to use. It can be canola oil, vegetable oil, olive oil, coconut oil, just a 1/4 cup. And then I'm going to stir it all together. And then once it's pretty much incorporated, I'm going to sprinkle my, my nonstick mat with a little bit of flour. And then I'm going to knead it for a few minutes until it's pretty much all blended. And you will feel the dough actually change texture. It'll go from kind of being dense to having a more softer, elastic feel. And one way to tell if the dough is ready, it's called the window pane test. And you just take about a golf ball size worth of dough and you stretch it out. And if you can see sunlight before it tears, then it's ready to go. This is not ready. This is pretty much ready to go. There's no set sunlight in here, so it's difficult to tell. But I'm gonna then take the ball of dough and I'm gonna put it in this bucket. It's pretty cool. It has measurements on the side to tell you how much of a volume you have in here. And so I will place it in here and I'm gonna cover it with a lid, and then I'm gonna cover it with a towel. And I will keep it covered for about an hour, and then once it has doubled in size, then I will divide it up into the hamburger buns. As you can see, the dough has more than doubled in size, and so again, I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of flour onto the non-stick mat, rolling mat, and I'm going to put it out on there. Now I'm gonna knead it just a couple of times to get it back into a ball form. I don't want to let all of the air out. All right, and so I'm gonna take my dough scraper, the best 94 cents I've ever spent, and I'm going to just divide it into 6 sections. And try to make them as equal as possible in size. And after I've divided them up, I'm going to take my hamburger bun pan. And this pan can be used for many things. It can be used for hamburger buns, mini cakes, just mini pies, just about anything you can think of. And I'm going to put just a little bit of oil into each one. And then I'll take the buns or the sections and I'm going to form them into a ball, just kind of folding them in on themselves. And then I'll put them in the pan, roll them into the dough, and then place them in there, fold side down. now that I have them in the pan and coated with oil, I'm going to cover it in plastic wrap and they'll rise for another 30 minutes. 15 minutes through, I'm going to preheat the oven to 425 and I'll set the pan on the oven so it's a nice warm area. Okay, so the buns have been resting for 30 minutes. I also had them covered with a towel so it's nice and dark. And as you can see, they have doubled in size. And so I'm just going to put them in a 375-degree oven for anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes until they are nice and golden brown. Alright, so these were in the oven for almost 40 minutes. As you can see around the edges, they're nice and golden brown and they've pulled away from the edge of the pan. And so I'll let them sit and cool, and then after they're down to being warm to the touch, then they're ready to use. Just slice in half and ready to go.
Thank you for watching this video by Handmade. If you liked it, please be sure to click the like and subscribe button and comment down below. Thank you.